and welcome back to another episode of Deca Debrief. Before we go on with anything, happy birthday to Misty Raven.
Happy birthday!
Alright,
Yay.
hello everybody. I am Sam, formerly known as CW Girl.
I am the Erica Star, the person that's always on the Discord servers, forever and always. Are we not going to sing happy birthday to Raven?
I feel like it's not very good to sing happy birthday when you're tone deaf, especially not on a podcast.
I have a beautiful singing voice.
Hi, my name is Mr. Raven. I am one of the first hosts on the show.
The first host, actually.
Yeah. The first host, yeah, you're correct.
Alright everybody, we have a Patreon. It's at patreon.com/decadebrief. Special thanks to everyone who's donated on our Patreon so far for helping to keep our show alive. We have sponsors, we have Lost Boys, we have Realm Slayers, we have A-Trapper's Ideas Discord, and Lost Halls Hideout, a recently revived Lost Hall server formerly known as the SBC of North America. They're looking for more members to join their runs and claim back their title as the best Hall server of the Americas. The Ideas Discord is currently hosting a competition to redesign any existing Realm enemy and or item sprite. The contest ends October 10th. More information can be found in the hashtag announcement section of their Discord, so check it out. All these Discord links will be in the description, so be sure to check them out. Special thanks to SLVR DLLR for shouting out our episodes.
Okay, so A-Trapper's Ideas Discord is probably the best Discord in existence. It's where you can go to submit your ideas for anything that has to do with Realm of the Bad God, whether it's sprites, whether it's dungeons, enemies, gear, all of that jazz. If you have an idea that you've wanted to see in the game, you can go there and pitch it. If it's good and people like it, it might actually get into the game someday. Realm Slayers is an awesome server where you can go and hang out with people, and all they do is pretty much go into a realm, shut it down in about 6 minutes, and then go in the next to do it over and over to try and farm those sweet, sweet event whites. Occasionally there's events like the double event UT that happened a while back, and they just farm the shit out of that. And if there's something interesting like maybe a century event, I'm sure they focus on those too. And finally, there's Lost Boys, which is currently one of the pinnacle Lost Hall servers, probably one of the better places you could go to experience a Lost Halls.
We're going to be expanding our team in between now and next season. We'll be looking to bring on a few more co-hosts, some editors, and more people to work behind the scenes on the show. If you're interested, stay till the end to hear more about that. Now that our plugs are out of the way, let's dive into our episode.
Okay, so now that we can finally put the shovel into the grave and consider this thing good and dead, let's go ahead and talk about some of our favorite experiences from that wonderful little cluster of events.
Dude, I just, didn't like Month of the Bad God.
Is that your favorite part about this month, that you just didn't like it?
Okay, my favorite part of the month, probably the Reef event. No.
Definitely the Reef event.
Probably the Lost Halls event. Because, it's Lost Halls, and, the only thing that you do in the game is do Lost Halls anyway. So you get extra loot while doing Lost Halls.
How about your least favorite event?
Least favorite event? Dude. Okay, 100% serious, probably the Reef. I did no Reefs. Mostly because of the nerf to the fame and stuff, because now it's literally a useless dungeon. All of the whites are borderline useless, and you don't get any fame from it. So, it's just kind of, not good. Plus, you could have replaced it with a nest event. Why didn't you make it a nest event?
I would have been into a nest event. I've only done, 2 of those.
A large part of the player base hasn't completed nests, and to suddenly a nest event in there is kind of,
I've been playing for, nearly 4 or 5 years. The nest has been out for maybe a year now, I think. Just last month, I completed my first nest. So, there's that.
Okay, well, they, aren't hard, though.
It's scary. It's definitely a scary dungeon.
They're scary.
It is scary, but it's not, hard.
I feel like Month of the Mad God is supposed to be directed towards all players, regardless of how good or bad they are.
Wait. What about a Pirate Cave event, guys?
I would have been down for that. I would have hunted pirate caves.
I would have been down for that.
Being 100%? Honestly, I would have been pretty okay with it. Have it drop, a defense in the chest, and, add some white bags. So that new players can get white bags.
It might have been Talwar that suggested that they have some mid-tier event dungeons, maybe do Forgotten Maze or Forbidden Forest or whatever it was. But just something simple, like the baby spider cave, not the... I'm forgetting all my names of dungeons right now. It's only going to get worse. So Sam, what was your favorite event from the month?
My favorite event? I really liked the double white rate drop event.
How many whites did you get from that?
0, but
Same.
Wow.
I
Same.
just liked the idea that they had behind it of just going back into the realms. And I mean, it's literally called Realm of the Mad God. You go into the realms, you clear the enemies, you close it, but you get your loot doing that. I liked that sort of aspect. It was a break from that whole waiting in the Nexus or going into bazaars and popping keys sort of thing. It was more oriented towards running around, killing things, getting drops from it, playing it like that. I felt like I was getting a lot out of it, even if it was just pots. Even though event whites are supposed to be very rare, I feel like it was buffed considerably, and I enjoyed that part, even if I didn't get anything.
My problem with like Realm at the moment is that you literally don't go into the Realm anymore. The only thing you do is you either wait in a Discord queue for like 10 minutes to get into a Lost Halls key, or you just sit in US East 2 Nexus at the bottom. And honestly, there was like a whole week where I just didn't go into a realm because there's no point. The only point is to get event whites. That's what I liked about the ×2 event, is because, you know, you actually got to go back into the realm. You got to kill things and actually get loot from the realm, and you made the realm useful again instead of making it just something in the background that was completely and totally overshadowed by keys. So the solution, Deca, is to make it so that keys are only poppable in realms. Now, anyways.
So Sam, what was your least favorite event of the month?
Least favorite event of the month? Probably Ice Cave, because I ended up doing that for 10 hours total continuously and got 1.
It really upsets me that you choose Ice Cave just because you got an Augmer and I did not.
How long did you grind for it?
Probably the 3 days that it was up.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's just because, like, you're bad at the game. I got 2.
That would be an accurate statement. My most favorite, and I think only a few people agree with me here, was Shatters. And my favorite was the Shatters event for all of the wrong reasons. It was because, like, the very last one I did, I got a crown. And it was my first crown ever, and I was just so happy.
I think I fed both my crowns. Can't remember.
But other than that, in terms of events that just happened over this, I have a couple favorites. The first would be the Mad God Mayhem. I really like the idea of that dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. Even if they're small dungeons, I think it's a cool idea.
Wait, was that an event?
Something you could do. Like, the events that I like aren't actually events. Like, I also like the Leprechaun, how he was wandering around in random-ass dungeons. I
Yeah.
could just be doing a sprite, because I needed a lot of dexterity for all my characters. And every now and then there'd just be a Leprechaun, and I would almost always get, like, a sun spell or a sun staff from that little guy. I'd be like, cool, thanks for helping me out. This is going to be worth something someday. And what else was there that was great? Oh, Shitans. I never thought I would like Shitans, because I don't play either of the classes
That was a good, solid event.
I got both the whites,
Me
but they look nice, so that's
They
all
do
that
look
matters.
nice. Nice trophies for you.
And least favorite would be Tomb, because the Tomb was fucking garbage. Oh my god, it was the worst possible dungeon.
I wish I did more tombs, because, like, I got so many white bags off of doing, like, 12. So remember the, like, 12 that we did with Thane?
This might have gotten swept under the rug, but recently Shatters got an update where they removed the cap on how many mana potions and how many life potions would drop in their chests. The reason I bring that up is because that's just something that should have been looked at from the beginning. If they're giving HP scaling to all these bosses to make it easier for people to get loot, why the hell did a certain boss only drop 2 life potions and another only 2 mana for a group of, 40, 50 people? It's kind of, the opposite of what they've been trying to do with all of their loot. And they still haven't done that to Tombs, and Tombs only drop like maybe 3 life potions for the entire group per boss.
So Deca posted a production letter on r/ROTMG addressing many of the issues that players had throughout Month of the Mad God. They discussed the controversial drop rates, server lag, the Unity port, and more. We'll discuss these one by one. How did you guys feel about the Augmer drop rate? This is essentially referring to the Ice Cave event, where in the initial hours of the event, there was a very high drop rate for Augmers, but then all of a sudden, it suddenly got reduced.
I don't care now that they actually addressed it. Though I would have, expected them to address it earlier because, it's a major change. And it's basically telling them, hey, go buy these keys because Augmer drop rates are really freaking high. So go buy these keys and get your Augmers. And then a few hours later, they're like, oh, just kidding. No Augmers.
I actually found the quote So right here, from Deca themselves, or at least the producer, one specific example that enraged most of you being when we messed up the rates of the Ice Cave chest event again, and realized that almost 1 Augmer per run was dropping. Like during the winter event, we had to take action and decided to reduce drop rates, but still kept them around twice as high as they usually would have been, which we thought was a good compromise. While we realized it quite fast, our worst oversight was surely to fail to communicate about it immediately as we promised we'd do.
Okay, no, stop. That's where I'm freaking mad. So they're saying that it's literally impossible for them to communicate right after. You're apologizing for it now, but you couldn't have addressed it, like, then? Why couldn't you have addressed it then?
The last line. But just to be clear, it is not a bait-and-switch tactic. Moving forward, they make that claim, but then they don't do anything to address the most serious issue of the matter, that a lot of people bought these keys expecting to get Augmers per key, and then their keys were worthless, just like with the Crown event, just because of how it was released.
This is not a bait-and-switch tactic. What do you mean it's not a bait-and-switch tactic?
They don't elaborate at all in their letter.
It's not a bait-and-switch tactic because we said it's not a bait-and-switch. It is clearly a bait-and-switch tactic. They literally say that they lower the drop rate. Their justification, the only justification that I can find throughout the whole thing that it was not a bait-and-switch tactic is whenever they say, they just say that they messed up. And that's it. That's the only justification they give, which is like, we messed up. And we didn't communicate with it to you guys that we messed up. Let's just go ahead and change this.
You know what happens whenever a store messes up on a price? Like they say that they're advertising it at $10, and then they price it.
They literally lower the price.
No. Say they're advertising it for $10, and then they accidentally put the sticker $15 on it. You know what happens?
They lower it to $10.
They receive a lawsuit that's about $10,000,
and they also lower it to $10.
And if they can't pay that lawsuit, the entire store gets shut down.
Yeah, I mean, like what happened with me is I was going to the store and I was like, hey, nice headphones. They were $10. They were pretty nice freaking earbuds. And I was like, I'm going to buy these. And it was like, said $15. I was like, this is not okay. And they just lowered it to 10. You know what, Deca? You know what you can freaking do? You can give people their money back. It's literally all you need to do. And everyone's going to be happy.
Alternatively, give them keys.
Or give them keys. Give them like another event and then give them keys. I don't care. Just freaking do something to make up for it. Don't just say, hey, we messed up. Some people literally wasted hundreds of dollars on this.
I'm sure there's some level of tracking who purchased what. If they reduce the drop rate of the Augmer by maybe 600%, so instead of it being once every run, it was once every 6 runs, then if somebody bought 1 key, give them 5 keys to make up for it, and then that's a direct, compensation. They get what they were paying for.
Mm-hmm. Or just, like, give them an Augmer.
Just give them 6 Augmers.
Just give them, like... Okay, for every 100 keys they bought, give them 5 Augmers.
They should just have a Pirate Cave Augmer event.
Yeah, like, when are we going to get a Pirate Cave Augmer event? Or, like, a freaking Spider Den Augmer event?
Spider
Den Doku event.
A spooky bat dungeon with the vampire guy at the end Augmer event.
That's a really good name for the... What is it even called?
It was originally called that, actually.
Erica, you're just wrong.
Half the time. Half the time, all of the time.
How about you, Erica? Tell me about your thoughts on the Augmer drop rate.
Considering I didn't get one, I hate them. And I made this rant, I think, last week on my first episode debut, that the event started right when I went to work, and it was 6 a.m., and I was watching during the first quarter of my work schedule, right before my first break, seeing all of these Discords blow up with all of these Augmer pictures and people getting whites left and right, one every run in groups of 30 people. I was so amazed. I was so excited to go home. I was tempted to fucking just go home sick, call out early, go get me some Augmers. I get home from work. I don't even get home from work. On my first break at 8 a.m., 2 hours later, people are saying that the drop rates have changed. People are complaining about it on Discords all over Discord. Saying that it's now like 1 in 6 to 1 in 10, just dropping and dropping and dropping. And by the end of my shift, nobody was getting Augmers. So for the next 3 days that I spent farming it, I didn't see a single one. And it was rare for me to see anybody say Augmer in chat. It was so depressing. Such a dramatic shift.
You didn't need to say it a second time. You could have just said, like I said in the other episode, and then just paraphrase.
I could have just cut that rant and pasted it here and saved myself 10 minutes of talking.
Yikes.
Should we move on to the next topic?
I don't think Sam answered why she hates Augmers.
What?
Yeah, Sam, tell us why you hate Augmers.
why would I hate Augmers?
Sam, you hate Augmers. You've told us this like 8 times. Tell us why you hate Augmers.
I like Augmers.
Just go with it.
Augmers
Sam, just go with the... Sam, go with
Commit
it.
to the bit. So Sam, you were saying why the Augmer is arguably the best UT in the game?
Augmer is a really badass looking item.
It is.
That's all I have to say on it.
It is gorgeous. It completes the Knight NBC set. If you've got the sword, the ring, the Omni.
Breastplate is trash.
It looks nice.
It looks
pretty.
nice, but it's trash.
The next issue that Deca addressed in their production letter was about server lag, rubber banding, and other disconnections.
So server lag.
Server lag's like seriously been pretty freaking terrible though. Like I haven't played Realm in the past 2 weeks, past week because of how horrendous everything has been. Like the servers have been laggy, the game is lost halls, and that's it.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't really experience lag, and I feel like it's because of my glorious computer. And I think you guys just need to up your equipment.
I think you just need to like shut up.
My experience of server lag, well, I have a laptop, so enough said.
As do I.
Yeah.
I have a glorious laptop.
Okay. I have a laptop, you know, things in general just don't really run that great. Realm actually runs pretty decently. During the event, it was pretty bad, especially when I went to a program for a month and I was on campus there and the Wi-Fi was kind of like running an ant on a treadmill.
You ever run an ant on a treadmill, Erica?
They always die. I don't know. What am I doing wrong?
No, they like, what happens is you freaking like run them on a treadmill and then they just like freaking fall off and then get ran over by the treadmill.
I get jars and jars of ants and they just keep dying and people keep telling me to do it.
I have too many ants in my bedroom.
You should try cockroaches. They'll clean them right up.
Dude, they are freaking invincible.
Yeah. Unless they get swarmed by it. Like if it's 1 versus 100 ants, the ants win.
Ants always win. What are you talking about?
It's fun to watch. What were we talking about? Server lag? Oh, I wanted to do a quick poll actually. A few questions just kind of go around the room. I'll call it a new segment. Like, what are we working with?
By the way, we all are recording in the same house. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we're.
Hi, Erica. How's it
Hey,
going?
what's up? I'm not taking out my headset because it's a headset. I'll just.
See, we just high fived.
I can't handle human interaction. I just start screaming. Anyway, so quick poll. Let's start with something simple. Wi-Fi or Ethernet? What are you guys working with?
Ethernet.
Okay, Wi-Fi is a reason for lag. That could be your first issue. Second, what platform are you guys... Oh, I'm Ethernet, by the way. What platform do you guys play on? Are you guys using RomanTheMadGod.com, Congregate, Steam, Flash Player?
Steam.
RomanTheMadGod.com. just kidding. Just kidding. I'm using Flash.
Okay, so Sam, what do you play on? Do you play on Flash Player?
Mm-hmm.
That should help with lag. Me and Raven apparently play on Steam, and with Steam, I've never had an issue. I know originally they had some issues with lag, but they've gotten a little bit better. And then the last question would be, do you guys play minimized or full screen?
Minimized. I don't even like play the game. It's just like in my taskbar. I've never maximized I've never just brought up my realm window. It's always minimized onto my taskbar.
So by that logic, it sounds like Raven must be playing on some European servers to be getting that kind of lag, and Sam just needs to switch to Ethernet.
Yeah.
I play on US East. What's your internet like?
300 megabytes per second. That might be it.
Yeah, see, that's why you're like good, because
I do have good internet.
I have 10 megabytes down, 0.9 megabytes up.
Yeah, I have like 25 megabytes down and like 40 megabytes up.
Okay, but Sam's just dumb, and like she doesn't know how to use the internet.
I'm at 300, but I forget that I'm the only one that pays for my internet.
Hey guys, so how do you feel about the Unity port?
I really like this radio personality you developed. I hope this becomes a major character on the show.
How do you feel about the progress they've made, and do you look forward to the port?
Any follow-up questions, just so I can get my answers ready?
What do you think will change?
Awesome. Well, I mean, I love the idea that they're switching to Unity. It is arguably one of the best, if not Unreal. Those are like the two big ways to make a game. Does Realm of the God need it? Not really, but it'll still improve, and there's a lot they could do once they switch over. They could increase the amount of dungeons and items and stuff they have in the game by so much, just because they'll have a bigger memory to work with. But I mean, in terms of progress, it's obvious that they haven't done anything with it. It's so obvious that they're not working on it, just because of what they said in.
What do you mean?
They said it in their letter, like the.
Wait, really?
Yes, like they hinted at it. It was very subtle, but They have made so much money off of Month of the Mad God, and I made a big rant about this on the Discord. They were boasting that they make millions of dollars a month off of this game alone, and somebody like pulled up the facts for me and proved that they like on average make 500 grand a month, which isn't millions, but even if they make it, once or twice a year, $1 million a month, then I guess that's reason enough to kind of like make that claim. But even being generous, saying that millions a month is 2 million for Month of the Mad God, I ran the numbers. I looked up all the figures of what it would cost to run a business, to run a game like this, to host all these servers, to do all of this stuff with a staff that is significantly larger than what they're working with. And they could easily pay for all of that and and just for Month of the Mad God alone, they could pay for all of that for the full year. So that being said,
Right.
they have enough money, in fact, to double the size of their team, assuming they bring on just as many people as they have now for Unity developers. If they go from, I believe the predicted number of people they have working for them, and this isn't confirmed, but just from what I found, it's about 30 people working for them. If they up that to 60, bringing on 30 Unity developers, which should be more than enough for a game like Realm of the Mad God, and we're paying them salary, they would still be able to pay the entire year's wages to work on a Unity platform with Month of the Mad God alone. But they said that in the months to come, they're going to be introducing a feature in the Realm of the Mad God where you can make donations specifically for the development of Unity. Why would they need that if they can afford that off of Month of the Mad God alone, let alone the other 11 months of the year and the other 4 games that they're working on that they all claim are very successful? It doesn't make any sense to me. There's no need for that. I get that they want donations to kind of like maintain that budget and maintain that salary and kind of like give incentive for bonuses and all of that jazz, but it's just there's no reason to include we're making all of this money and hey guys, can you hand us some donations in the same email? It doesn't make any sense.
All right. So like A Trapper, I love you and stuff, but you fed me wrong information during episode 6. So if you guys, I've mentioned this literally every episode since that episode.
That they're not working on new things because they're
not
working on
implementing
Unity.
anything because they're working so hard on Unity.
But then you have things like Mad God Mayhem, like the Reef, like the Secluded Thicket.
No. But all of those, yeah. But like I understood that because all of those were maybe made before they started working on Unity. But like now that makes no sense. With this, what they've said makes absolutely no sense.
I don't foresee the feature where they're going to be accepting donations for their Unity development happening until probably November.
Apparently, the Unity port is supposed to be done by 2020.
That is insane. With 60 people working on a goddamn indie game? That is ridiculous. One person could do that. Look at Toby Fox. Look at the person who made Stardew Valley. They made those games and they're incredibly amazing with less resources and less time.
This is so sad.
There's just numbers going to places that they aren't willing to share.
Yeah, honestly, it's just kind of like a crappy thing to do. Like, they're allowed to do it, but they just shouldn't be lying about it. Like, Deca, please at least just freaking tell us. Tell us that you're not working on it. Tell us that you don't want to spend the money right now. Tell us that you are literally a greedy piece of filth.
Having some transparency would be nice. So, guys, there's an 01 and 02 event where if you go to the Court of Oryx or if you go to the regular Mad God, I believe either of them are dropping chests. Is it Court of Oryx or is it Janus dropping the chest? I haven't really done that path.
Do either of them drop a chest?
It's not Janus, it's 01
01 drops
and
the chest.
02.
It's 01 and 02.
02 drops a Battle for Nexus. They said that there was something going down in court.
And also an event chest.
02 doesn't drop an event chest? Or
Yes, it
doesn't have you
does.
clear?
Yes.
I have not been clearing.
What do you... No, it just drops an event
I've
chest.
not seen... Oh, it does. That's how I got my Acropolis. That's right.
Dumbo.
Okay. I love that thing. That's my first Acropolis. I'm
What-
kidding. I'm kidding.
Erica has like 8 8
How do you like the drops? I have fucking 13 8/8s. Thank you very much. I haven't got any good drops from that event yet. Have you guys?
Nah.
I'm not doing the event. I haven't played Realm in like 9
Oh,
years.
I haven't seen any vanity items from Battle for Nexus either, like ever in my life.
I actually really like the 01 and the 02 event because it, like how I felt about the double event white rates, I feel like it encourages people to go back into the realms and, start closing the realms more, running around,
Actually play the game.
playing. Yeah, actually playing the game. And it's like you can't pop any keys to get to 01 or 02.
I bet Realm Slayers is loving this.
Realm Slayers is indeed
Realm
loving
Slayers
it.
is popping off.
So successful.
So good.
Who knew that they would
Right.
turn into what they are?
Ascend rated.
So these are some guest questions that were sent in through our Discord. After Month of the Mad God, what updates would you like to see be made? More specifically, what dungeons would you like to see changed or reworked, and in what way?
Oh man, I had a question. I had an answer for the first question, but then you said more specifically, and that just ruined my answer.
No, you could say.
You ruined everything, Sam.
Unity release.
You ruined it all.
That's what I want to see.
Honestly, what updates? Keys are honestly like a real big problem for me. 15 more classes and also keys. Like, I don't play in the realm anymore. I literally just go to keys, and that's how I get all my loot. That's how I get everything. You get your life, and then you go to US West 2, and you trade your life for defense, trade that defense for any other rainbow pot that you need for that character, and then you're maxed. There's no other incentive to go to the realm except for literally this event, and that's about it.
I would like to see an actual fame-based marketplace like Revenge of the Fallen. Now that I'm actually allowed to talk about it.
I'm gonna finish my rant because you're a nerd.
As for updates, I don't really have a specific update that I'm looking forward to, but for dungeon change or rework, I would love a Shatters rework. Right now, just whenever I see people leading in Shatters and we have crashers and such like that with all the bot trackers going on, it's ruined so easily, and it's just, not as fun anymore. The drop rates for, crowns, gems, bracers are still incredibly low for the amount that I've done in the past. And yes, they've upped the cap on the drop rates for the pots, but I still feel like Shatters can just have a lot of work done on it, and I would love to see that happen. Do you think Deca is fine only using Reddit for community communication, or do you think that they should put more effort into making a forums like Kabam did?
I wasn't aware that Kabam had forums.
No, Kabam had forums, and then no one talked about it ever.
Mm-hmm. I just want to clarify that Deca does indeed have forums on Realm-I, but they're
that's on Realm-I.
Yeah, but it's on Realm-I. Their main form of communication is on Reddit, and the only thing that they announce on Realm-I is stuff like testing.
Gotcha.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I personally don't like Reddit.
I mean, I think Reddit's personally, I think Reddit's fine for updates. I'm fine with Reddit being used for the main means of communication. I would rather them have a more official thing. For instance, some games have launchers. Please don't give Realm a launcher. But at the main menu, have a news update thing that has a better UI than inside the game, where you just click on it and it goes this really freaking crappy 2-year-old program did.
All they have to do is add tabs. They have the UI to support tabs. Just add a news tab, please.
Yeah, social. You know the social thing? You know how updates are important to people that care about them? Make the social tab useful.
I mean, are there people that play Realm of the Mad God that don't also have Discord? Is that a thing? Or
I think there are 2 people.
Okay, so then, because a lot of games, what they do is they just have Discord handle that stuff for them. Because of that, that new Discord layout that they have, how it displays news on the front page. And I think Realm of the Mad God tried that. They experimented with that with the Month of the Mad God when it first started.
They did. Yeah,
they're the new Samurai update, and it popped up on Discord. If they just made it more dedicated and released all of their news that way instead of Reddit, I feel like a lot more people would see it. Because I don't use Reddit at all, but I use Discord, so I'd be more likely to see it.
I didn't use Discord until I became a Red Star.
I've been using Discord since Skype died. Just because
I still use Skype.
It's dead.
You're disgusting.
Part 4, announcements. We do have one bit of bad news. Raven, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So I'm leaving the show most likely temporarily because of how busy my school schedule is going to be. I have a whole ton of college classes, high-level high school classes, and that literally sucks up all my time. Plus, I'm kind of burnt out on Realm, so that's another reason why I don't think I'm necessarily cut out for the podcast, is because I won't know the news for Realm. I haven't been playing it for a while, and it doesn't necessarily interest me anymore. Other than that, this really has been a really, really fun thing to do with you guys. Just you two doing this whole thing with you guys as a team has been a real fun journey from Shatters. Whenever Erica was like, you should start a podcast, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And Erica was like, frick yeah. So we started it there, and I was like, we're 12 weeks later. It's like almost 3 months later. And it's grown like a whole ton since then with a more dedicated community with all this sort of stuff. And you guys have been awesome. Anyways, so yeah, I just don't have the time for it anymore. I don't have the ability to do it, and neither am I cut out for it. So yeah, sorry guys, but I'm going to be not being a host on here anymore. I'll try to help out in any way I can, but other than that, this is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. And Sam, add Despacito over my entire thing there.
Can we just cut out the 3 minutes in the middle where he was just crying nonstop? That was a little...
Yeah, I think that's not very...
Dude, I was like sobbing. I like just couldn't talk.
So just to like kind of build up people's hopes or give them a reason to tear down those Mist Raven posters and just kind of rip them to pieces and cry, are we still going to be able to bring you on in future episodes? Maybe in season 2, maybe in season 3? Just to...
Well, yeah, of course. I'm going to be coming back like other episodes, hopefully.
If we invite you.
If you guys invite me. But yeah, I'm going to be coming back for other episodes for like of course, monthly check-ins, seeing how I'm doing in life. We're going to have a whole episode dedicated to my... No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'll try to come back, help you guys out anytime I can. Talk to the wonderful fans here.
Talk to Mist Raven's wonderful fans.
Just only mine. Not you guys, just me.
Goodbye, Raven, and happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Raven.
It's my birthday today, 9/16. Woo.
I'm sorry for making you cry on your birthday.
Yeah, you better be.
We appreciate all the time you've given to this and for bringing me to the show, because you were the one who was like, hey, you want to be editor? And I was like, hey, sure. And that's how this whole thing started.
Like jazz?
You like jazz? That being said, we are hosting auditions for a new co-host. To audition, joining our Discord, link in description, is mandatory. An announcement will be posted at 8 a.m. EST on September 17th, 2018. This announcement will include a link to the questions that we will want to interview you on. Record yourself answering all these questions in an MP3 format and private message it to Sam on the Deca Debrief server. These auditions will be open for 2 weeks, ending 8 a.m. EST on October 1st, 2018. Good luck! And finally, thank you to all our patrons. We have Pika, Iodstar, Refical, Shaxazno, The Mothership, 3Cube, Tomfood, Piggy, Adam Shogun, Surfy, M. Gorix, and Klingerus. Thank you all so much for your donations.
And remember, no matter how long that list ever gets, we will always list all of them at the end of every episode. Even if we reach 1,000 names, we will do it. I'll make sure it happens.
This was written, produced, and edited by Sam and Erica Starr. Voiced by Sam, Erica Starr, and, for a final time, Mr. Raven. Guys, we have an email. Make sure to email us at decadebrief@gmail.com, guys. If you have any burning questions or have anything about guests or sponsorships, just go ahead and shoot us an email. We don't give enough credit to the person who made the intro song. Guys, it's DJ Quad. Also, cover art that was done by Generic. This has been Deca Debrief. Consider yourself debriefed. See you next time.